Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to be working on Brazil's cities and urban land use fact sheet. The first question here has to do with religion. It's pretty simple. You just run down to the section on religion. I'm going to just ask you to tell me what religions are found in Brazil and which one's most practiced. This pie chart right here will give you all that information. So you just need to look at the pie chart and then mark down what religions are found and then which one is the most practiced. Don't just give me one. If you just give me the most practiced, you're only going to get half of the credit because the first part asks you for the religions. So, like all of them. What makes Brazil culture unique compared to the rest of the world? All right. So, this one's a little bit harder. This requires um, a little bit more reading. You need to go to the section on. Oh, actually, we're on the wrong way. The section on people, on culture, and like for some reason, like everybody keeps wanting to give me this. Like a diverse ethnic population is not that uncommon. Like that is not unique to Brazil. So that's not really an acceptable answer. Brazilians being a patriarchal society with large families, like that's fairly common too. But I mean, that's a little bit better. Um, Samba dance, originating from African folk dances. There's going to be some really unique cultural things going on in Brazil because of the slave trade. Um, they talk about like the national dish here and all that. The Jaguars. There's plenty of stuff to get, pick from other than just this one little section here about a diverse ethnic population. So try not to use that one. Find something else that's more unique. You can also use, pretty much anything with the people section, like that's going to be, what's going to be talking about the culture. So, stuff about the ethnic groups, languages, maybe they have something unique in there, something, religion or something of that nature. So, like, there's plenty of information to go through and find, something that is, unique to Brazil. So just try to read these sections. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this question is to make sure you're reading those. Population pyramid, you just come down here to the population pyramid, look at it, see what it looks like, is there anything weird going on? And then read the section over here on the right hand side and just give me your ideas on the population pyramid. Do you think that it looks pretty normal? Is it a larger young population? Do they have a large, kind of middle aged population? Do they have a lot more, women than men or men than women? Or, is any age group, much larger or much smaller than the other ones than what you expected? Like, that's really what you're doing with this question is you're analyzing the population pyramid. All right, so challenges to urban land use. So this is all over the place in here. This is not like a section you can just go to where it's like urban land use. So you're legitimately going to have to read through the entire read document to find information that is going to be important about the urban land use. So probably the ones I would focus on is maybe economy, resources, and environmental issues. These are going to be kind of the big things here. So let's see here. Okay, so it talks about like the methane fuel use. About 40% of the fuel used in Brazil's vehicles are sourced from ethanol. This leads to air pollution more than nations that use petroleum or gas-based fuels. So, in an urban setting, would you not have a lot of vehicles? If you have cities, like, would you not have more vehicles in a smaller area? What do you think that does to their air quality, right? Like here, it says the city of Cubatao has become known as the Valley of Death and the most polluted place on earth due to its numerous industries. So like I said, this one is not one that I can just take you to a section and be like, it's in this section. You're gonna have to read the read doc to find the information for this. So I gave you a little bit there. That'll be some of it, but there's a lot of other stuff here that's causing issues. Let's see. Right here, it talks about the water, that they have 12% of the world's fresh water, but the resources are distributed unevenly in the country. And they talk about the squatter camps, outside of the cities. They have these makeshift dwellings, so those are challenges. Like those makeshift dwellings, I'm sure, are, not up to code. Like right here, it shows like a fire in the slums of Sao Paulo. That's probably an issue that they normally run into is fires. If these houses are built like one right on top of each other, they don't have, running water. They don't have, ways to easily put out fires. Like fire is probably a very big issue, a challenge. So there's a lot that you could put here, as far as, anything talking about industry. Industries are great. They make people money. They make all the stuff that we enjoy, but they come with downsides. So, that could go in here. So, like I said, there's a lot here, but it's not a thing where you can just kind of go to a section and be like, okay, this section here is going to tell me what I need to know. You're going to have to read the entire document and kind of synthesize from that. Who benefits from urban land use and in what way do they benefit? All right. So again, this is the same sort of issue. You can find some of it, in the urban land use the environmental issues, I'm sure. The resources, when they talk about the industries, like this is what you're going to want to talk about for this question is the different industries in Brazil. Who benefits from these, urban developments from the cities, and then in what way do they benefit? So, if you talk about, okay, here's a good one, tourism, right? We know a lot about tourism here in South Carolina because we have a very good tourist industry. Generally speaking, you don't have, let me rephrase that. Usually where you have a lot of tourism, you also have cities because you have to have infrastructure to, support the tourists. The tourists want food. They want entertainment. Usually they're coming to enjoy something. Now, sometimes it might be they're coming to enjoy the scenic, rustic or whatever. But here in Myrtle Beach, they come to enjoy the beach. They're not necessarily here to enjoy, a rustic or urban setting. So they built a bunch of hotels, they built restaurants, they built bars, they built, entertainment, arcades, things of that nature. So who benefits from these? Who benefits from this urban land use? Right? I would say probably the people who own it. The people who own the land benefit from it, but also the people who live nearby, right? You bring in a lot of money. If you have, a new factory, showing up, like Elon Musk builds a Tesla factory in, Florence. Well, Elon Musk is going to make money off of it. He's going to benefit from that, but so are the people that nearby that get jobs. So are the people near those people that, get money from them. Whenever you have more people with better jobs, they have money to spend and other people get that money too. So it affects more than just one person. And that's what you're looking for. And that's what you're doing to answer this question. So 3 pros and 3 cons. All right. So the cons are really easy. Actually, the cons, you can just come up here to the environmental issues. I'm sure there's some in there. And then the pros, you're going to have to look at resources and economy for the pros, because that's generally where your pros are going to come from. So those are a little easier than these other 2, like number 4 and 5 are a little harder to find. 6 and 7 are a little easier to find. So as always, if you need help, please come let me know and I will do my best to help you.